pair of formerly conjoined twins have grown up and have recently joined the ranks of Tzu Chings in the Philippines. On the south side of Johannesburg, South Africa, special aid distribution helps the underprivileged survive the winter. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Sean Scanlon. In 2003, Tzu Chi helped the first pair of conjoined infants in the Philippines successfully separate and live independent lives. The two sisters have long been cared for by Tzu Chi volunteers, which has inspired them to become Tzu Chings. They pledge to repay all the kindness they have been given.
Sumali, nung bata pa po kami, talagang nung nakita namin, bakit may mana ka sky blue? Then tinanong namin, then sabi, kapag laki nyo, pwede kayo sumali, Tzu Chi Youth.
It's not easy to care for small children, but these Tzu Chings show a lot of patience and love towards these children. Including this group are twin sisters Leah and Rachel Awol.
Today, the children will participate in many activities. These are the things they can't learn in the slums. Although I'm really tired now, I was very happy to help, and it was worth it.
Leah and Rachel Awol are familiar faces to many in Tzu Chi, as they may have watched these two girls grow up. After their conjoined bodies were separated, the family became committed to Tzu Chi, as the mother became a certified Tzu Chi volunteer. The father worked at the recycling station. The sisters were always able to witness the cycle of love and goodness at Buddha Day ceremony.
Kami po ay nagpapasalamat kay Master Cheng Yen. Siya po ang nagbigay ng kalayaan at mapayapang buhay. Para rin pong pangalawang nanay po namin siya.
The dreams of these sisters kept in their heart is now being realized. At the age of 17, they are now formally Tzu Chings.
Out of place lang kami since sila pure.
It was really nervous at first because most of the Tzu Chings are of Chinese ancestry. I have slowly gotten used to it, and I'm not afraid anymore. I've learned a lot.
Bas nadagdagan pa yung
Sabi ko sa kanila,
I told them when they become Tzu Ching, it is necessary to understand the duties and responsibilities of a Tzu Ching. I also encourage them to do more.
kailangan sumali kayo.
nag-share about sa medicine. Then
Tima Dr. Lu Weiding told us that once you are a real doctor, you will know why you want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse in the future. I know it's difficult and takes a lot of time, but I want to help poor patients.
na-realize ko nung napakinggan ko lahat ng lessons niya.
The twin sisters consider their lives to be a blessing and pledge to commit themselves to more people in need. This year's third session of Tzu Chi's 4-in-1 Camp for Team Leaders will be held in Taichung for 5 days. 130 volunteers came to clean the Taichung Jing Si Hall to give these overseas volunteers a comfortable and clean place for their activities.
Volunteer Xie Suzhu leads 100 volunteers to clean out the dormitories from the 4th floor to the 7th floor, making sure nothing is missed.
I will light the mugwort to expel the mosquitoes so people can sleep comfortably until daybreak.
They also fold the comforters in a new way convenient for users.
I fold it in the middle so when they want to sleep, they can just open it and lie down, and voila.
Because our family members from overseas are returning, I want to make them feel this is very organized and they will like this place and feel happy about it.
There is also a gift on every bed.
Every executive is capable of shouldering work and giving sincerely. We won't forget that year, that day, that thought. So we have chosen this heart-shaped button, and in it, we've also written the heart.
On every floor, at every corner, is an image of some volunteers happily giving of themselves to clean up this place.
I use the scouring sponge to scrub it.
Taichung is 70 years old. She calls herself the director of toilet. Not feeling the filth, she scrubs every inch of the toilet to make it sparkle.
I scrub it clean so people can use it. Being able to use the toilet is one major important thing in life.
Classes, decorations, meals, dormitories, every section is now complete. Tzu Chi volunteers in central Taiwan are ready to welcome their overseas family members.
Taichung Jing Si Hall,
Tzu Chi's 4-in-1 camp for team leaders is now taking place. Before guests arrived, local Tzu Chi volunteers came together to rehearse and design classes that meet the needs of visitors from every country around the world.
The volunteers are learning how to properly bow to the Buddha, as it shows one's cultivation and it is also a proper Buddhist ethic. With guidance from Dharma masters from the abode, the team leaders are learning diligently. They are also learning how to form lamps to enter dining hall.
We spent a day and a night to teach team leaders the flow of schedule and how people should move about. When we saw the Dharma Master's movements, it was a major role model for us.
Lin Xuezhu from Malaysia takes up the job as a team leader this time.
Last time, I only needed to follow my team leader, but this time I must lead my teammates, so it's a challenge for me.
Cai Mingxie is in charge of designing classes. He understands how the charity system works in different countries, so the classes are more towards helping each other.
They hope that when they come to Taiwan, they can learn from Taiwan's volunteers, so they hope Taiwan's volunteers can tell them everything.
It is not easy for these overseas Tzu Chi volunteers to come to Taiwan, so they hope that through these classes, they can inherit the Tzu Chi spirit and bring this back to their countries.
A woman in Malaysia suffers from cervical cancer, but is recovering well with chemotherapy. She has signed up for the third session of the 2019 4-in-1 camp for team leaders. But before the event started, she suddenly felt very ill. However, she still insists on going to Taiwan and learning despite the pain. Her spirit is truly admirable.
These volunteers are divided into teams and discuss how to solve the problems the overseas Tzu Chi volunteers face while doing Tzu Chi work. Pale looking Teo Li Ping is fighting against cancer.
When she was standing up, she was in a good condition. I told her we'd come to the 4-in-1 camp because we told her it was a good camp. She insisted on coming.
After she arrived in Taiwan, her condition took a bad turn. She is in so much pain that she can neither sit or nor stand for long. And though she is in the infirmary, she still insists on going back to the class. After taking the medicine, she returns to the class. 2 years ago, her brother died because of cancer, and he made her realize life is impermanent.
When I'm not in pain, I'll go to class because life is impermanent. If you don't hurry up and do Tzu Chi, you will have no time.
Yan Ping and her team lead a sutra copying class, and she is also a team secretary. She has been coming to Taiwan for 2 consecutive years and is learning new things every time. And this time there is a surprise for her. Their singing warms her heart deeply.
I didn't expect them to be so mindful. This is something we must learn too. And it is they treat everyone as their family.
Although they come from different countries, it is their common hearts and affinities that make them one family.
Tzu Chi volunteers always mobilize themselves quickly in case of disaster and have done much for society. For this reason, the Hsinchu city government named a road in 2009, Tzu Chi Road. Recently, it wanted to commemorate Dharma Master In Shun, so they named a bridge In Shun Bridge to commemorate this great Buddhist master.
The ancient bridge is completed after 10 years of work to commemorate the Buddhist master of the century and to honor his hard work for purifying people's mind and promoting humanized Buddhism. The government hopes that when people cross this bridge, they can also remain grateful to him.
Back then, the mayor of Hsinchu said that Dharma Master Yingshun founded the Fuyang Buddhist Institute in Hsinchu. The master promoted humanized Buddhism to help more people understand the true essence of Buddhism.
Also in Hsinchu is a road named after Tzu Chi. It goes back to 2008 when Typhoon Kalmaki caused flooding in Puting Road in Hsinchu. Afterwards, Tzu Chi volunteers went to console the survivors and clean up the area. This touched the local people, and that's how it came to be.
加水，很开阔。那一条桥很健壮，我真的很感恩呐、做什么代志，真正对人间呐、有付出，而且付出呢无所求，抑个真欢喜。
Master Zheng Yan is in Hsinchu, and she still remembers the Tzu Chi Road and the ancient bridge vividly. Tzu Chi volunteers will continue carrying out good deeds.
The southern hemisphere is now experiencing winter as temperatures are beginning to get colder. On the south side of Johannesburg, South Africa, most residents are from neighboring provinces and have a meager income. To help them survive the cold winter, Tzu Chi conducted a special aid distribution. 300 poor families in the Benrose district of Johannesburg, South Africa, waited in line to receive Tzu Chi winter supplies. Each household can get 2 10-kilogram bags of rice and daily living supplies, as well as a red envelope of wisdom and blessing from Dharma Master Zheng Yan.
This winter is particularly cold as they are in appreciation of Tzu Chi's rice. Master Zheng Yan also gave a red envelope of wisdom and blessing to all care recipients, helping them get through this cold winter.
Today's distribution is being held at a factory owned by Tzu Chi volunteer Li Qinglong. Most of the volunteers are involved with his company. These young people frequently do charity work in the community, spreading warmth and compassion during the cold winter.
I'm very grateful that we have trained so many excellent Tzu Chings who have come to our company. They use their time after work to care for the community, going into the slums near the company to look after care recipients. They even help them build their houses.
I'm very happy that we are practicing what we are also sharing or teaching people that we have to have love. Love in action is very important. So my heart is very happy.
A bag of rice can temporarily solve the hardships facing the poor in this community so that everyone can survive this harsh winter. The Tzu Chi Lumbakuda recycling station was established in 2006. Master Zheng Yan's encouragement to further promote environmental protection led the center to expand into an environmental education station at the end of 2011, helping inspire more people to do recycling. When you walk into the recycling station, you will be greeted by neatly categorized recyclable items, as well as a group of volunteers who are doing a good job of sorting these resources. They are volunteers working fixed shifts at the Tzu Chi Lumbakuda Recycle Education Center. Most of them come here almost every day.
Previously, there was only one door. All the residents would bring recycling here and put it inside. So when we opened the door, it would get stuck because there were too many things stacked up. These would be things like diapers and bags of garbage would all be there.
We Established in 2006 and transformed into an environmental education center in 2011 with careful classification planning, this has not only solved the problems faced by volunteers in the early stage, but also improved the efficiency of resource classification.
We have this cell classification station. When people come, they can practice and become accustomed to it and figure out what is recyclable. So in this aspect of education, we have to promote different virtues. For example, what you can bring to recycled, what can be brought here, and what you need to wash.
4 years ago, Lo Sai E didn't know much about recycling but was invited by friends and family to come here for a visit and quickly changed her attitude.
Previously, I just dumped the trash like others and didn't know how to classify it. Then I went to this Tzu Chi recycling station and learned how to do this classification.
Over the years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been working hard to promote recycling and attract more and more people to undertake this practice. Till June this year, nearly 50 schools, teams, and institutions have come for a visit. Many residents in the community come and classify their own recycling.
I'll try to reduce the generation of garbage. Because we don't classify garbage, all the garbage will be taken and burned. If they are burned, it will cause pollution.
Environmental education is slowly taking root and developing through the help of volunteers who are spreading the faith to those in the community. A Tzu Chi volunteer in Malaysia formed a recycling team with other housewives beginning in 2004. They have continued their work and make good use of their time with recycling activities and also actively promoting environmental education to the community. In the morning, outside the Tzu Chi Lomda Kuda Recycle Education Center, a group of students from Chongling High School pay a visit. Recycling volunteer La Mui Chao is the coordinator of the center's advocacy mission. She is a salesperson, has flexible hours, and is willing to arrange her work schedule.
I am the contact window for these visiting delegations. I urge the volunteers to receive these visiting delegations. The volunteers have to be in place and coordinate with these groups and who is responsible for introducing the video and their other positions. The purpose of environmental protection is to adjust the critical state of the environment. We want everyone to wake up to these problems and reduce garbage as the only way to protect the environment.
In 2004, she set up a women's group composed of housewives who regularly went to recycle resources. The past 15 years, they have worked regardless of weather and have remained committed to this work, even working with commercial organizations.
In case some people are really busy and are not available, and there's only one or two of us, what do? I just say I do what I can. I can't move the recycling for the whole building, so maybe I only do half the building. I think of it like this. Also, I have a sincere heart to do this, so some continue to help out.
From her own personal work, others have been inspired to also undertake recycling, as this dedicated volunteer is committed to carrying out this important mission. In Guangzhou, China, a Tzu Chi care recipient, Chen Weiwen, hit rock bottom after his divorce. At the age of 49, he had little in his life, as his drug habit had left him without a job. He lived with his 80-year-old mother, and volunteers cared for him regularly, coming to clean his home and encouraging him to become sober and embrace life as a responsible person. The home of care recipient Chen Weiwen has burned walls, roof, and furniture. Children were playing with the lighter and caused this disaster. The past 4 years, Chen Weiwen has been suffering from depression and has not cleaned this mess.
Chen Weiwen 就是说哈，他目前因为家庭的变故吧，因为第一离婚。
Chen Weiwen said that due to changes in his family, first is his divorce, and the second is the loss of his marriage and his depression, have left him closed off. We will help him clean up. We want to start from his home to clean up his home, and then clean up his heart.
把家庭整理干净。 内心呢也整理干净吧。
老人了，那么老了没做过错事，现在到这个时候我就为了。
I am old and I haven't done anything wrong. Now this time because of him, I have lost face. I'm sorry and I feel very shy. It must be hard on you.
我感觉很羞愧，也难为你们了。
The Following the cleaning of his home, Chen Weiwen began interacting with volunteers several times and gradually opened up his closed heart. In hot weather, some volunteers began to have symptoms of heat stroke.
My heartbeat began to feel a little bit different. Now it is better. At my own home, I ask people to help clean, and coming here, I am helping others because I want to help. This taught me something that maybe the cleaning people who come to my house live a difficult life and have to work very hard.
Ms. Chen took out an ointment and applied it to the unwell volunteer. This helps this once broken home feel a sense of love for a moment.
I want to sweep my heart, but I don't do it like this in an empty way. One needs to be filled with gratefulness to have this opportunity. Let us all volunteer here together, and we all give as we are with Weiwen. We are grateful for everyone, and let's hold hands together.
Once his mother and son were strangers, but they have begun to accept each other once again. Love brings his elderly mother and son together as they are no longer sad, and the son's heart is no longer lonely. A family of Tzu Chi care recipients live in a leaky house in Shenyang, Liaoning Province, China. Every time it rains, the house would leak. Tzu Chi volunteers began caring for them since last August, even installing airtight windows to improve their living environment.
This 20-plus-year-old house is not very big. Sun Shuangqing has to look after her daughter with cerebral palsy, her husband with an injured leg, and her aging mother-in-law.
Our windows leak, so wherever it rained, the house would leak, and in winter we were like living in a freezer.
Tzu Chi volunteers have begun helping them since August last year. Knowing their problems, volunteers give them a special present on this day.
I must take the kid to therapy, but I don't have the money for this. I can only spend money for the kid. Then volunteer Liu Ying and Changdan introduced me to Tzu Chi and also brought so much love from so many people.
The professionals install airtight windows for this family. The volunteers also do a major cleanup on the balcony.
When the suffering people can't go out, blessed people should go in. When they have changed their minds, their world will change too.
After the windows are installed, there won't be any more misery. We can just follow the sun and live a good life. This big window is so bright. It also brightens my heart.
The sunlight has entered their house and also their hearts. Volunteers pledge to keep them company forever.
The Brooklyn Tzu Chi office held a sports event, which included tug of war and other activities to celebrate graduation and American Father's Day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.